Because Shri Krishna pressurized on devotional yoga that this devotional yoga, this Bhaktiyog, is superior, is highest than other yoga. Shri Krishna would like to stabilize this in front of world's people. So, devotional yoga started by this verse of chapter 6 and will finish at the last verse of chapter 12. So, for establishment of this Bhaktiyog, this devotional yoga, this glory of devotional yoga, Shri Krishna told to Arjuna under these two verses, one is this and second one is first verse of chapter 7. Anyone can listen or hear to this interpretations of these two verses. A perfect interpretation of these two verses can understood what is devotional service, what is devotions yoga, what is bhakti yoga, which is the highest one, which is the superior than other yoga, by two verses only. Because in first verse of chapter 1, first verse of chapter 7, Shri Krishna told to the Arjuna that what I will be tell you about the Bhakti Yoga, the references, the context or introduction I am giving you here. What I will tell you in incoming chapters, that is the 6 chapters. The introductory words Shri Krishna introduced here. The context words Shri Krishna introduced here is I will say about these words. And when I will say separately, broadly on these words, one by one, then you understood my glory, my splendor, and my magnificence totally. Shri Krishna said that my divine transcendental things you will see. My divinity you will see in this incoming chapter. that I'm a Godhead, I'm a Supreme Godhead, you will feel, you will find by saying this first verse of chapter 7. And 47 verse of chapter 6, he told that which yoga, which process of practice is important. It is an analytical analysis of Sankhya philosophy, one, or work yoga, that is the Karmyog, or Bhaktiyog, that is the devotional yoga, devotional service, devotion yoga, Bhaktiyog. That is also known as the surrender yoga. Totally surrender on me. So, by interpretation of these two verses, one can understand very well about Bhaktiyog. Perfect and interpretations. So, Shri Krishn wise said that this Bhaktiyog is so important, our highest yoga. The reason is that this yoga belongs by a devotee from beginning. He feel divine transcendental, that I present in his practice from the beginning till last. But other yoga is a process of practice, and I am gettable in the last. But in Bhakti Yoga, in devotion yoga, I present from the beginning to the last. Every yoga will finish at the Bhaktiyog. The beginning and last of every yoga is devotion yoga. Because when a person attracted towards the God, towards the transcendental God, towards the enlightenment, towards the bliss, salvations, then these attractions created in his mind due to devotion. Without attractions, no one can choose his process of practice. First they attracted. First they attract. Then all the things will happen. Without attractions toward the God, nothing will start. Nothing, they will feel that, okay, I can also find Supreme Godhead, the Kingdom of Godhead. I do practice if, then I must be found the Supreme Godhead, this kingdom of Godhead. But this attraction to finding the God is created, comes from devotion yoga. And the last of all yoga is to continuously united or continuously abides in the God, continuously united with the God, or continuously be as a transcendentalist yogi. This is the last of all yoga. All process of practice. So, this forming of last as continuously united with the God, or continuously in love with the God, this is devotional yoga. This is devotional yoga which is present in devotional service, in devotional yoga from beginning to last, and this attached love, this devotion love is last point of every yoga. If they got his full attachment, if he got full transcendentalist positions, stages, they will got the God. And these positions stand from the beginning to end in Bhaktiyog, in devotional yoga. So, every yoga will finish in devotional yoga. So it is highest yogi. So it is the superior process of practice. It is the best process of practice. It is the highest one from all yoga, because of beginning and last. In last, anyone can feel enlightenment in analytical analysis of Sankhya philosophy. In last, anyone can feel the bliss in analytical analysis of Sankhya philosophy. Anyone can get salvations in the last by his work yoga or Sankhya philosophy. This is the peak point that anyone would like to reach there, and this stage where everyone would like to reach there is devotional yoga. Is devotional yoga because in devotional yoga, every time the devotee present in this stage from the beginning to last. But in devotion yoga, the homage or the fat or obeisance should be present in beginning. In starting of this devotion yoga, because nobody can start this devotion yoga without obeisance, without homage, without fat. And this fat will created in the prudence, in the discretions, and by creations his intelligence fulfill by faith, by obeisance, because by the intelligence he fixed his mind and intelligence towards that stage, towards that form, towards that statuette, of Shri Krishn. Only faith will take him towards that. And faith should be a stairs to reach kingdom of God. Only obeisance, homage, to be there in devotion yoga. This is a starting point. This is after attractions. When attractions towards the God finding created, then that person's got a homage, a obeisance, or a faith on the God first, and make this homage as he steers and start his worship, he start his process of practice by total surrender, by exclusive love, by exclusive emotions, by devoted towards Shri Krishna fully. So this homage, this obeisance must be there in devotion yoga. Without it, and this is only present in this devotion yogi. In devotion yogi, one faith, obeisance is important, which is not found in other process of practice. This faith present only in devotion service, in devotion path first. Second one is the softness, humbleness, and kindness. These are the main quality of a devotion yogi. Devotion's transcendentalist yogi. Divine devotee. divine devotee who believe on the transcendentals of Shri Krishn, Godhead. So, the fat one, the kindness 2, the humbleness 3, and softness 4 must be present in devotional yogi. Devotion transcendentalist yogi. This is the main important quality of this devotion yogi, and this 4 quality not gettable, not formed in other process of practice, in other yoga. Because in chapter 12 of this Bhaktiyog, in chapter 12, the verse 13, where the quality, main quality mentions, many quality mentions there, but I'm indicating here that 2 quality mentioned there, which is present only in devotion, in devotee, in devoted transcendental yogi. First, the softness. Second one is the kindness and humble. And if these things present, which mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse 13 of chapter 12, that this is the only quality which is not formed in other yoga, softness, humbleness, and kindness, not formed in other yoga. And because due to present of this in devoted service, in devotions yoga, there will be no little form false ego present in devotional service of practice. In devotion yogi, in devotion transcendental yogi, this false ego, little, I'm talking about the little, not the whole. Whole will be finished in all yoga, but little false ego present in the all yoga, but not present in here, in devotion yogi. In devotion yoga, in bhakti yoga, not present little false ego. But this present other yoga. Reason. This false ego in Sankhya philosophy and in Karmyog, the stable intelligence stage which is the last stage where Karmyogi, work yogi would like to reach, and Sankhya philosophy practitioner would like to reach that stable intelligence stages. On that stage, a little false ego present. Reason. He said that I have no sorrow. I have no miseries, not little amount of the miseries. I have no any desire. I am free from all desire. To saying this, I am free from the desire, I have no miseries, and I am attached totally, it means he is using the word I am. This is the little false ego. If there is I, any quantity of I, that I am this is my house, this is my son, I am his husband of my wife. This I and my, whenever present in any sentences, then that sentences is indication of false ego sentences. So, this I and my should be disappear from the sentences of stable intelligence, should be, but it remain in little quantity. And it remain little quantity very freely present in this stage of stable stage, or this stage of godly stage. And stage of godly, when this little false ego present, it's seen in a practice, in generally it's seen by empiricist. It's feel by empiricist that this little ego present in this godly stages, in stable stages. Yes, they try for it to disappear, and become successful in the last stage of this by taking lot of effort on this. He or the yogi or the godly stage yogi becomes free from this false ego, but it takes some time, and then that stager yogi becomes wordless, said nothing. I am free from that. I don't have this. These things is not present in me, and I am no any kinds of the desire. They don't use this sentence. They become the wordless and totally become the stable intelligence, but it will be take place in the last and by the lot of effort, lot of endeavor they do, and then they got this non-speech stage and become totally transcendentalist. But this stage, this little formations of false ego not present in devotion yogi, in devotional service, in bhakti yogi. not present from the beginning to the last. Because Shri Krishna takes or catch the devotee hand and take him in his process of practice, that is Bhaktiyog. Shri Krishna present from the beginning and supporting his devotee to go by this way, go on that track, come with me, you will find me in the last. You became transcendentalist from the beginning. You became the divine transcendentalist from the beginning and in middle and in the last. Because every stage is Shri Krishna present. That is devotions yogi, devotions transcendentals yogi, which is the highest one, process of practice, which is the superior process of practice, which is told by Shri Krishna in verse 47 of chapter 6. So, due to this lack of false ego, Shri Krishna said that this process of practice, Bhaktiyog, devotion yoga, is the superior process of practice, is the superior one from all yoga, due to the lack of little false ego, means nothing, 0% of the false ego, not little, not full, 0, nothing. False ego is nothing because you surrender totally on Shri Krishna. Because you total devoted on Shri Krishna. Because you did and doing the exclusive love emotions toward the Shri Krishna. Every works belong to the Shri Krishna, not your works. Your work should be of Shri Krishna and you are doing from the beginning in name of Shri Krishna. So your work is also work of Shri Krishna. So this kind of the mentality and thought present from the beginning, it means you are in transcendental stages from the beginning. You are in the divine transcendental stages from the beginning. You are with Shri Krishna from the beginning. Shri Krishna give this answer because this is the not answer actually. Shri Krishna indicating to Arjuna in the beginning by saying that this is the superior process of practice, devotion yoga, I am going to tell you. By indicating only, Shri Krishna preach by self without asking questions from Arjuna. By self. Because he would like to start, he would like to tell about the bhakti, he would like to tell about the devotion yoga, transcendental yoga. So he start with glory of Bhakti Yoga, start with the splendor of Bhakti Yoga. So he used in this verse 47, he said without asking. But in 12th chapter of first verse of 12th chapter, Arjun asked same question. Same questions Arjun asked, that the without form or formless quality of God, or without quality, formless God worshipped by the man is better or not better than with quality, with form, with shape of God. Means the God with the shape, the God with physical appearance, God with physical morph is greater, or without form, without morph, or without physical appearance God. Because this, as I told you earlier, that in overall appearance, overall morph, there are many appearance, many kinds of the appearance of the God, in which the three appearance, the three appearance of the God, one is God without quality and formless, that is known as the Nirgun Nirakar. Then second, God with quality or materialistic quality or opulence quality, and without shape or without or formless, that is the Sagun Niraka. And third one is God with quality as well as form, that is Sagun Sakar, means God with the quality, that is the materialistic quality, that is the with opulences, with glory, with splendor, with all opulences, plus physical appearance, plus with shape, that is Sagun Sakar, means God with form, having all glory quality, all grandeur quality. With all splendor, with all magnificence, all majesty. The God with majesty as well as the form, that is the second sakar. So, thus these three form this three stage of the God. In these three stage of the God, which stage I would like to worship, as Arjun asks to Shri Krishn in chapter 12, verse 1. But Shri Krishn already told these things, this context, in 47 of chapter 6. But due to there is no questions of Shri Krishn, Arjun, there is no question of Arjun. Arjun don't remembers, no indications of minds towards this Krishna words. Arjun not meditated towards this Shri Krishna words and his sentences which is told in 47. So, when anybody don't ask you, more times don't said anything. Because without any curiosity, strong curiosity, I'm not talking about the only curiosity, because for the taking the knowledge anyone can develop his curiosity, but I'm saying the conscious curiosity develops because this conscious curiosity is develops only when anyone would like to attach with heart, anyone would like to get that things. They get that curiosity. Not only know this curiosity, but would like to forms this curiosity internally, eternally, internally, consciously. If anyone develops this curiosity by the heart, by the mind, by the intelligence, by the conscience, by the perfect curiosity, then he asks question. What is this? Not ask one time, he asks many times. This is the indication that his curiosity is belong to his conscience, not from upper stage of the mind. This conscience, this curiosity belong from inner side, means that person is very much attractions toward that curiosity and want to get this. By empiricist, as it become empiricist, by knowing with the heart, to feel. So, If anyone asks many times, then curiosity should be answered, should be finished by giving the answer. But Shri Krishna told without curiosity of virgins, because Shri Krishna is the friend of Arjuna from the beginning. Till that time, Shri Krishna not represent himself as a god. But when this first verse of chapter 7 started, and when he said that, okay, this is my reference, this is my introductions on Bhaktiyog, on devotion yoga, see or hear or listen what I am going to tell you in these 6 chapters, which is belongs to 7th chapter to 12th chapter. What I am going to tell you broadly, not in brief. And I will tell you separately on each word. On exclusive love, on exclusive emotions, on devoted service, on surrender, on antaryami, or on the fragment of mind and as a soul. I will tell my all opulences, I will tell you all splendor, glory. I will tell you all magnificence. I will tell you all my grandeur. I will tell you my Sobha Sri in this incoming chapter. Then you will know me, that I am God, as told Shri Krishna. All the divine things which present is God is present in me. Then you will feel that I am a God. Please listen, Arjuna. It is the reference, it is the contents, it is the introductions of Bhakti Yoga in little words, in 5 to 6 alphabets words. He said, and when you know my glory, and this is happened in chapter 11, when Shri Krishna represent or manifested his universal form in front of Arjuna. To see this universal form, that is a lot of hand, a lot of mouth. And then Shri Krishna manifested his form of 4 hands in front of Shri Krishna, that is the human form in front of Arjuna. Then Arjuna feel and do worship by chanting his hind, and said that please excuse me that I do insult as a friend. Sorry, I'm asking for the sorry for my misbehaves towards as a friend. You are the God. He feel, Arjun feel that Shri Krishn is the God. And then his questions. He asks questions different way after this appearance. After this physical appearance of Shri Krishna, his questions change. And then he feels that I'm asking questions to the God. So this till the 11th chapter end, Shri Krishna not only told the appearances, his glorious splendor, his magnificences, his grandeur, but also shown these things in a human being form, in his transcendentals, divine transcendental form. He manifested these things in front of Arjuna. Not only told, but represent in front of Arjuna. As embodiment. So, without conscience, curiosity, don't say anything to other, because if curiosity is not present, then some evenness, some envious, some sight of envious present in you. Some sight of envious present for you. And if this sight of envious not finished, or when that persons become without the sight of envious on you, then curiosity present or so by him to you as a question. So then you give answer without asking questions. Don't say anything, and then questions should be many times. Not one single, not two, many times asked by you, then give answer, then reply. This is the main humanity behaviors, I told you. But Shri Krishna not did this because Arjuna is the best friend of Shri Krishna. They want to Arjuna do war. They want it. That Arjuna start battle, his battle. As a friend, generally it happened with the friend. He told all the curiosity. Before appearance of curiosity, he told the answer that worship of my statuette, worship of my deity is a Bhaktiyog, is the devotion yoga, is a divine devotions transcendental yoga, which is higher, superior than all yoga. So, Shri Krishn said this to Arjuna. Shri Krishn also mentioned that my overall form, my overall morph, you will know here. Not only one forms, you will find here overall form. My overall morph, my overall physical appearance you will see, and form you will take the knowledge of this overall physical appearance in this Bhaktiyog. Shri Krishna told this. So, in last, he told that Bhaktiyog so important that in the last stage of life, anyone not worship or anyone not in condition to worship me, to make meditation on me, not in conditions to do this, due to his body condition, his old age condition, then in this Bhakti Yoga, when he did practice, I remember him as a devotee. I never forget him as a devotee. I take him, that devotee, to his divine destination. This is my duty, that I take him, take his soul towards divine destinations. I help him to reach that stage where is the God abode present, where is the peace dwells present. I will take him in my dwell. Shri Krishna told, if person's not well in his last stage of life, very old, and a lot of diseases there, and due to these diseases, he could not talk, he fulfilled with all kaful, he fulfilled all, and become the stone-like body, and could not do nothing for me, but whole life he did devotion. Due to this is my duty, that I take him towards the abode of God. I take him toward the salvation. I take him toward the liberations. I take him toward the bliss, enlightenment. I take him towards dwell of God, dwell of mine. This is my duty for devotions yogi, divine devotion transcendentalist yogi. This is my duty. Shri Krishna told thus, this is so important process of practice that Shri Krishna told a lot of words towards this process of practice, towards this devotional yoga. Shri Krishna told. Shri Krishna indicated a lot of words. Shri Krishna indicated toward this devotional yoga by a lot of words, by a lot of sentences, and used, you will get me, you will abide in me. You will got your kingdom of God. You will reach my abode. And this is my duty. I will take you to your destinations. That is abode of God. This is importance of Bhaktiyog. This is importance of devotional transcendental yoga. It is superior than other yoga. Highest process of practice of other yoga. And if a person would like to understand in the beginning, all Bhakti Yoga, they must know, must hear the interpretation of these two verses only. They will know all what is Bhakti Yoga, and he will also know all the yoga, because all yoga will finished on this devotion yoga, on this Bhakti yoga. When people reached on Bhakti yoga's peak point, on transcendental stage, then people already know what is the Satsang philosophy and what is the Karmyog philosophy. They automatically knows it because of know of Bhakti Yoga, know of devotion service, know of God, words, sentences. Bhakti Yoga you will do, it means you know all yoga. Simple. So, why this yoga, Bhakti Yoga, is so special for Shri Krishna? Because Shri Krishna going to stabilize himself as a supreme Godhead by describing his opulences, by describing his grandeurs, by describing his glory, his splendors, by describing his magnificences, by describing the work which is not his work but the work of devotee. Or the work of devotee is not work of devotee, it is the work of mind or work of Shri Krishna. Total surrenders toward the Shri Krishna. Total be dependent on Shri Krishna. Total be refusee of Shri Krishna without any if and but. Surrender totally. Dependent totally. Because